Hello and welcome to the video. I've run out of physical builds to showcase, so I thought I might go into some more detail about the design process of my models, starting with this. It's a London, Brighton and South Coast Railway H2 Atlantic. I came across this class while I was seeking a use for these large driving wheels that I'd ordered from MacLeod bricks. There were many options available, especially in the southern regions. I was however more compelled to model the H2s after hearing about the new build, Beachy Head. I fell in love with the shaping and felt it was something I wanted to replicate in LEGO, so that's what I did. The software I use to design my models is called Bricklink Studio. It's free and I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to have a go at designing their own models. The first thing I do when designing models is figuring out the proportions. This typically involves tinkering around with different boiler sizes, chassis lengths and cab height. I usually have the boiler size and cab height in mind already, but if you're new to designing steam engines, I'd recommend trying a few techniques. For my H2 chassis, I put the flangeless or blind driving wheel in front, and the rear wheel set of the front bogie is fixed in place, essentially making this a 262. This will make the engine more stable around bends. Once I've designed the chassis, I start work on the running board. This is the base of where everything is built, and in my models at least, it's integral to the structure. This provides a nice blank canvas on which you can design the body of an engine. Now, both of my current locomotives are 8 studs wide, so I'll carry that trait onto this one. I noticed that the H2s have a sort of narrow appearance, so I built the cab 7 wide on top of the 8 wide base. The cab height is also usually a good point of reference for keeping the build in scale with your other models. I designed a decently detailed cab interior, and learning from previous models, I added studs for a driver to stand. The next is the boiler. This part can sometimes be quite tricky as there are several boiler sizes and very few round pieces that LEGO has to offer us. This is why many LEGO train designers choose to build their own boilers rather than using LEGO cylindrical parts. The boiler design I used was developed by Techno Andrew for his amazing Tornado model. I of course had to alter the length to fit my needs and added details such as a funnel and dome. Some engines will have defining characteristics that can make or break a model. The H2s have large splashes and a very characteristic sloped firebox. I went through one iteration before settling on this one, which mainly improved on the smoothness and continuation from the boiler. To get my wheels and side rods in Studio, I had to import them from the MacLeod Bricks website. As previously mentioned, they're where I sourced my side rods for my Ginty, and where I'll probably get the side rods for this model as well. Speaking of rods, the connecting rod uses the same technique as my Andrew Barclay, which has a Technic axle attached to this piece, which rests on the bar connected to the pistons, making a really nice effect. Lastly, I mimicked the axle covers from Block Junction's powered van and placed them on the tender wheels. And that's how the design stands today. Everything in this model is subject to change in the near future, as there are still a few things I want to do with it, perhaps making the running board 7 studs wide to further emphasize that narrow look I mentioned before. With that, I hope this video has been helpful in your LEGO train building journey. Since this is still just a design, I can't exactly do a running session to end the video, so I guess this is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Oh yeah, and I made this blue.